Hello dear students, this is a class for PUC first year. PUC first year, subject accountancy. Dear students, in the last class, in the last videos, we have been discussing about how to write the journal entries with the help of rough book entries. So now I would like to discuss the further study, the further topic. So that is the reason I am standing before the camera along with my camera technician, Mr. Sanmesh. Let us discuss, dear students, from the last few more examples. In the last videos, we were discussing how to solve, how to prepare the journal entries. Journal entries in the books of. Here we need to write the proprietor's name in the books of Messrs. Patil Brothers. This is the title of journal entry. So as you all know, dear students, this is a book. So which is the prime book or initial book, or you can say the first book. So how to write the journal entries from the rough book entries. The last class we have seen how to draw the table also. This is the date column. Date should be written in the chronological format. This one is LF. LF means ledger folio. So these two columns are, one is for debit, another one is for credit. This is LF. Particulars. So date. So month we have taken in the last video. I'm not sure which month we have taken. So on the first date we have written already. So now I would like to write one more example on the next date. So it may be a second. Okay, in the last video we have discussed the first example. So now I am going to discuss on the second day. So look here, from the rough book entry that is withdrawn cash of rupees 5,000. Withdrawn cash of rupees 5,000. So by observing this point, we have discussed how to identify twofold aspects. So twofold aspects are here. One is drawings. Why? Because here the owner has withdrawn the money, withdrawn cash of rupees 5,000 for personal use. You can write for personal use. Personal use. So drawings. So look here, this is the rough book entry. Withdrawn cash of rupees 5,000 for personal use. Here in this example, the owner, the proprietor has withdrawn the money from the business. So who has receiver? Who is the receiver? Here the owner is the receiver. So we should not write the owner's name in the books of his book only. We should not write his name. So that instead of writing his name, so when he invests the money into the business, that time we need to call him as a capital. So when he draws the money from the business for his personal use, at that time we need to use the term drawings instead of his name. So for that I am writing here drawings account. So these are for the sake of this one examples only. So while recording these journal entries, don't write these examples here. Just I am showing you all. So drawings account. One more is cash account. cash drawings, owner is the person, personal account, cash is the real account. Next point. So drawing means here he is the owner. He receives the cash, so that he is the owner is the receiver. Owner is the receiver. For the sake of this, we need to debit drawings account. We need to debit drawings account. Here, the third point, as for the real account, here cash goes out. Cash goes out. Cash goes out. So then we need to credit cash account as per the real account. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So that here we need to credit the cash account. So that you have already seen in the earlier videos. So again I am representing here for reminding you people. So keep in mind, dear students. Look at, by observing that rough book entry, so we have seen these twofold aspects for double entry principles. So they follow these rules and regulations. So as per the principles of this one, we can interpret drawings account is the debit, cash account is the credit. So that how to write these debit and credit in the journal book. So as I said in the last video, debit item should be written firstly, that is drawings. So we need to start very next from this line, drawings, account, debit, or you can write debtor, drawings account debtor. To here we need to leave some space. So you need to start from here, drawings account debtor to cash. Why you are going to use this word to? Look here, drawings account is debited to cash account. So means in Kannada you can say drawing account cash account ಗೆ debit ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ತರ. So that we need to write is drawings account is a debtor to cash account. What is the amount? 5,000. So 5,000 amount, here the debit amount is to be written on the debit column. Credit amount is to be written on the credit column. So as I said in the last video, this journal entry is not complete if the narration is not written. We need to write narration. Narration here means it is a brief information about the transactions. So it starts with the word being. Being withdrawn cash for personal use. This is the brief information regarding this journal entry. Now it is completed by writing this narration. So this is the way of writing the journal book. So one more that in the last videos we have seen, say for example on the third day of the month, I have forgotten the month in the last video what we have written. So please follow that month only. On the next it should be a chronological. Okay. I hope that is third example. Purchased goods worth rupees certain amount. So purchased goods worth rupees 10,000. Purchased goods worth rupees 10,000 means, so in this rough book entries, keep in mind dear students, there will be a twofold aspects with regards to double entry principles. One is purchase account, another one is cash account. So purchase, it is an expenses. So that we need to write it in the nominal account. As for the nominal account rule, what is the rule for nominal account? Debit expenses or losses, credit incomes or gains. For that rule of that nominal account, here we need to debit the personal, what is that? Purchase account. Purchase account debtor to. So here we need to follow the justification, we can say, in the computer term. It is the justification or alignments, we can say. This is the left alignment. So purchase account debtor to cash account. So here we need to write narration being cash purchases made. So amount you can write like this. So 10,000. These are the imaginary figures. What I am writing here, these are the imaginary figures. So with this, the third entry is completed. So one more, it is the cash purchase. I would like to show you credit purchase. How to write the credit purchase in the journal entries. So if you have made some credit purchase from Raju, you can say. So in the transaction we have not at all paid the cash. So that we need to write purchase as a debit. It is an expenses as per the nominal account. We need to write purchases account debtor to Raju's account. So in the cash purchases we have written as a cash account credit. So now it is credit purchases being credit purchases made. You take certain sum of money of rupees 5,000. Debit amount is to be written on the debit column, credit amount is to be written on the credit column. Okay. After writing this narration, dear students, we need to close this particular column. Then, so in the today's class, I would like to say some more examples for the journal entries. So dear students, keep in mind the entries are to be very clear. There should be a very in the form of chronological order. So while writing the debit, so we need to start from this line. While writing the credit item, we need to leave a space. Starting word should be a very clear, that is 2 is for the sake of look here, drawings account is debited to cash account. So drawings account is debited to cash account. In the reverse form we can also say that cash account is credited by drawings account. So in the English grammar you can say activize and passivize. So like that only we can use here. So the journal entry is complete after writing this narration. As you all know, the narration which provides a brief information regarding this journal entry and its book entries. So one more, that is here we need to write the DR, that is debit, the brief short form for the debit. So we need to write at the end of this debit item, then narration. The amount should be written, debit amount should be written in the column of debit, the credit amount is to be written on the credit column. So this is the way of writing the journal entries, dear students. So I would like to say some more examples. Okay, in this table only, just I would like to remove this. In this table only I would like to represent the further examples. So now we have covered the cash purchases, the credit purchases. Now I am explaining some more about the examples of sales. So as you all know, the sales which includes cash sales as well as the credit sales. So firstly, cash sales. So fourth item, now it is fifth one. So if it is cash sales, so what will be the rough book entry for cash sales? Sold goods to Lata. Sorry, the rough book entry it is sold goods worth rupees 20,000. Sold goods. This is the rough book entry. Sold goods worth rupees 20,000. So in this rough book entry, they have not at all written the purchaser name of the purchaser. So simple, the rough book entry is sold goods worth rupees 20,000 means by receiving rupees 20,000 we have sold our goods. So that cash comes in. So cash account, as per the real account, we need to debit the cash account debtor. Cash account debtor to sales account. So as I said, the amount is rupees 20,000. So debit amount is to be written in the debit column, credit amount is to be written in the credit column. As I said, so we need to write the narration which starts with the term being cash sales made. Cash sales made. If there is a credit sales, so what will be the rough book entry? Look here. Sold goods worth rupees 20,000 to Lata. In this rough book entry, lastly they have mentioned the name of the purchaser. Sold goods worth rupees 20,000 to Lata. To Lata we have sold the goods on credit. They have not at all written the word the credit, but that rough book, the nature of that rough book entry shows it is the credit sales. So say for example it is on the 6th date. In this rough book entry we have not at all received the cash. So cash is with the Lata only. Lata is the receiver. Here we have sold the goods to Lata. Lata's account debtor to sales account. Lata's account debtor to sales account. So there should be the narration. Then only the journal entry is completed. Being credit sales made. So what I am writing here, these are all the imaginary figures, not the accurate figures, just I am giving for the sake of examples. So this is the credit sales made to Lata. Okay. So after writing this narration, we need to close this particular column. Say for example, on the date of 8th it may be. No need to write the 7th. So if it is if there is no transaction on the 7th day of the month, then we should not write the 7th date. So now I am writing the 8th. Purchased furniture worth rupees 15,000. So here keep in mind this example, purchased furniture worth rupees 15,000. Here we have purchased the furniture. Furniture, it is an asset, not the goods. So if it is goods, we need to write the purchase account. So I have already discussed regarding this one asset and goods. So here we are purchasing the furniture for the sake of our organization, for the sake of our office. So it is an asset. That is the reason we need to write furniture. Furniture account debtor to cash account. Being, sometimes they will give you office furniture also. Being furniture purchased. Being furniture purchased of rupees 15,000. As I said, these are the imaginary figures, not accurate figures. So by writing this entry, we need to close this particular column. So by this, like this, we need to, this is the way of writing the journal entries, dear students. So if you have any doubts, you can ask our contact numbers. So this is a way of writing the journal entries. So in the today's class, it's more than enough. In the next class, we will see a lot of examples regarding how to write the transactions in the journal entries. Thank you for watching this video. See you on next class.